Hey everyone, it's your fantasy football commissioner with the week 3 recap. We are starting to get into the season now, and we had a bunch of close games this week, as you can see. Not as much scoring overall. Last week we had 3 people 200 or higher. This week we only had 1, but still an exciting week as always in fantasy. So let's talk about the also ran game. Where it's still early in the season, so not completely, but the tie between the 0-2 colon cleansers and the 0-2 show me your TDs. There's a reason why these teams are 0-2, at least thus far. Not a ton of points. Show me your TDs did get great quarterback play. 24 points by Garoppolo before he got hurt. Of course, not sure what they're going to do moving forward because he's clearly gone. Jameis Winston coming back, so hopefully for Show Me Your TD's sake, he starts. Otherwise, it's waiver wire or trades for them. So good quarterback play, not much else. Keenan Cole, who had that amazing catch a week ago, only with 9 points. The Deshaun Watson-Hopkins matchup, not doing that great. You'd expect a lot more than 14 points when your quarterback gets 27. So good, but not great, and just overall, of course, don't forget about Minnesota getting their butts kicked. Who would have thought that would happen? So they didn't even get a point because they probably went for 2 on that 1 touchdown they scored. So not a great day, especially with Adrian Peterson on the bench and Carlos Hyde on the bench. Definitely could have used those points. Adrian Peterson was someone, if you remember, had a good week 1 and didn't do much in week 2, so it was a big not debate, but question to see what he would do. But he comes back strong with 120 yards and 2 touchdowns. Unfortunately, on the bench. For the colon cleansers, again, not much scoring either, bench or main. Really was saved by Ben Roethlisberger. And if my calculations are correct, the very end of the Monday night game, it was a 3rd and something play for Pittsburgh. Tampa Bay is trying to stop him and get the ball back, and Roethlisberger threw for 19 yards, which put him over 350, adding that last point to the colon cleansers, and they squeak out the tie. So both 0-2 teams are 0-2-1. So close game, not a lot of points, but definitely came down to the very end of Monday Night Football. We had the Cartel, who also came on strong Monday Night Football wasn't looking good. Especially with having the most points total in the first 2 weeks, yet being 0-2, wasn't looking good, especially when Fitzpatrick had 3 consecutive interceptions. But that second half by the Bucs to make it a game against Pittsburgh really saved the Cartel. It was a good matchup though. Third and long had Boswell, the kicker for Pittsburgh, and also Antonio Brown, who did have a touchdown. Also, of course, 46 points for Matt Ryan in that shootout. Christian McCaffrey, on Sunday, having great days. But not quite enough to overcome the second half by Fitzpatrick. Juju Smith-Schuster, who's getting a lot of points as the second running receiver. And O.J. Howard, the tight end, having a decent day as well. So, and also James Conner, I think, had a touchdown. So, Cartel had a lot riding on the Monday night game, and they come through for him, and he gets the 206-184 victory to avoid going 0-3 with a ton of points. Third and long with very respectable 184. They fall to 2-1. First down order and Ray Finkel's Kicking Academy, also a close game. I don't know if this came down to Sunday night or not, but first down order, definitely finally coming back to haunt him with the 2 mediocre quarterbacks. Alex Smith did okay on the bench, but really the quarterback play is going to be tough for first down order, all season. David Johnson's been okay. Obviously, Arizona's struggling to move the ball. Tyreek Hill, wow, 38 points for Kansas City, and Tyreek only gets 7 points. That's pretty disappointing. Mike Evans had a great day. Monday night wasn't enough to overcome Ray Finkel's nice 150 points with Goff and Newton, each with 30 points, and some other scorers through up and down the lineup. So Ray Finkel gets the win, 150-134. They up their record to 1-2. First down ordered back to 2-1. And we also had another close game. Again, lots of close games this week. Now, I don't know where the math is wrong now, but going into the Sunday night game, the Stallions were down by, I think, 2. I think 3. And Rob Gronkowski got 9 points, and now they have a 10-point win. So something else must have changed, but at least according to the fantasy cast at the time, the Stallions going into the Sunday night game down by 3. You think no problem with Gronkowski, and as disappointing as the Patriots offense was, Rob Gronkowski got just enough to get the win. And again, not sure why the math's not working out, but there must have been a correction. But very respectable points for the Stallions. They go to 2-1. A little bit of tough luck for the Travelers. They fall to 0-2. And 166, I think I said 0-2. Travelers fall to 1-2. They lose 166-156. And last but not least, the one blowout of the game. This was, from my perspective, obviously a good thing. The teams were expected to score about 150 points each, and early on Sunday, it was not looking good for the Slim Aussies. As I mentioned, the Minnesota game not getting any points until late in the game. I had Cousins, Thielen, and also I put in Latavius Murray in for Chris Hogan, which ended up not being the worst move. Actually, Latavius Murray got 2 more points, but neither person really did well. But early in the day, Graceland had Mahomes kicking butt. Not Kenyon Drake. Luckily, I think there was another running back for Miami that scored all the points. A.J. Green got a touchdown early, but then got hurt. So it started off good, but just never really getting going. Only 102 points. Obviously, Tom Brady with 8 not going to get the job done there. So Mahomes was the only one that really scored. Meanwhile, the Slim Aussies eventually took control. Garbage time the whole game. Cousins at least put up a lot of numbers. Got the 1 touchdown. Thielen, I think, had 9 or 11 catches. So 14 catches. So that's pretty amazing considering the Vikings got their asses kicked. So that's pretty good. Thielen, as you can see, tons of catches. He scored 100 yards each game. But really, it's in a points per reception league, getting double-digit receptions each week is awesome. Will Fuller had 2 good weeks in a row, so that turned out to be a good swap after Will Fuller had a really good second week. And interesting to note is Jordy Nelson had a really good day for Oakland after not doing anything the first couple weeks. So I'm pretty pumped about that. The Slim Aussies ended up scoring a ton of points, especially with Brandon Cooks, Melvin Gordon, even Ezekiel Elliott got some points, and then Drew Brees in the shootout against Atlanta. So Slim Aussies, the only 3-0 team in the league. So let's take a look at the standings. As I mentioned, 3-0. If you look at the points for, I always like to sort it. Again, Catonsville Cartel almost went 0-3 by having, even with the most points in the league. As you can see, 587 against is tough to overcome. The Slim Aussies with the second most points, so definitely earning 3-0 status. And the only other team to crack 500 points is Third and Oolong, who lost a close game. So obviously tons of football to play. We've got 11 regular season weeks left. Plenty of time even for the 0-2 and 1 teams to catch up. So as always, just enjoy the first part of the season. I know buys start this weekend, so make sure you check the waiver wire. And don't forget to pay me by Venmo. Thank you to those who have paid me already. You can send a check if you're old school, but really just if you look here, I'll keep this in here. Just download Venmo or PayPal. It's so easy. Set up an account and send me the money that way. Just get it out of the way. So thanks, everyone, and good luck in week 4.